Now I'm gonna put my helmet close because now I'm gonna hitting more bigger traffic. And I can tell you this traffic is totally lunatic sometimes. Luckily it's not traffic hour now, but still like Philippine traffic is totally like different. There is not so much signs what you can do and what you can't do or where you can't go. And sometimes people are driving against you, or sometimes they are passing you like right side or left side. So you have to really like going with the flow all the time. And it's kind of like also everybody want to go first, but in the same time this is going still like surprisingly good all the time. And if you don't understanding the signs what other people are using, so people are using here lots of like honking, not totally like duh. They are like small hints like tack tack. That could be meaning actually almost anything. Most of the time that meaning that hey, look at, I am here, or be careful or something. And also people are like flashing headlights like this quite much. That also meaning beware me or here I come. So yeah, that could be meaning almost anything. So you just have to really checking all the time when you're driving. And now I'm in Das Marinas, Cativé. About in the 1 hour is already dark. So let's gonna take the little bit street view in here. And if I can show you a little bit traffic. Actually traffic is already happening another side of road. Okay, there's no space. Let's gonna wait a little bit so I can change the line. But sometimes these traffic are like super crazy. And it's not about all the like, it's hot, yeah, sometimes it's like ridiculous hot. And it's not about the amount the car. Quite often it's also amount the like pollution. Pollution about the like dust. It's super dusty, and I don't know if Philippines have some regulation about exhaust, what you can like, what kind of pollution the car can putting in the air. Sometimes it's like if you're driving behind the local bus like this one, jeepneys, super black dust, like really dusty air. So if you've been driving a longer way with this traffic, you really want to washing your face after that because it's super dusty. Yeah, and in front of me is actually that local jeepney. That is the kind of interesting history of that car, because after the war people are starting building those, and those are public transportation. I've been using those a couple of times, but it's very hard to read where they are going. Locals knowing mostly, but for me it's very hard to understanding where they are going. Okay, let's gonna turn here. Oh shit, there was a good example. I have a blinker on already, and I supposed to be turning, somebody going exactly like that. Okay, let's go back so I can get away this traffic. And this white car what is in front of me, this kind of small bus, these are like modern jeepneys. This one, much bigger. Yeah, I was talking about the modern jeepneys cars, and unfortunately my camera's battery died in the same time. But anyhow, let's go somewhere else. Somewhere else to driving, what is much more peaceful. Yeah. And it's gonna go not there. Let's gonna see if I have to doing some kind of hassling driving, but you see, like this kind of cross, there is no sense for me. But it's crazy how like people are handling this here in very good. So it's very different what I have in my home country. I'm from Finland. Mostly people are knowing that, but if you're new watcher or like new followers in this channel, welcome. And now we are exactly that kind of what I'm meaning. And this why it's good to have moped. But sometimes you're not totally sure, are you fitting somewhere? Like that one. But yeah, this I want to show you. And here is luckily that one road what is much more not so traffic. Traffic it just be starting. And let's say maybe 50 minutes or 30 minutes that whole road is like total chaos. Okay, let's go here. But you can driving here if you have shorts. I've been driving through this place a couple of times, and I have shorts and it's not allowed. So it's also very common here. It's like lots of like traffic enforcement. They are not police. They just checking traffic is going well. And quite often, even the traffic lights. When it's traffic, there is the traffic enforcement like guiding the traffic, and nobody cares anymore the traffic lights. So sometimes it's very like catchy when you're driving every 200 other motorbike and car want to go same time. But yeah, this is much more nicer to road ride, not so much traffic. And we are still in the city, but this is like private owning this land. So it's kind of very easy to see the difference in some private people owning the road. Here is actually lots of tolls system road also in Philippines, and the speedways and the sky roads and everything. And in the speedway, because this is not big bike, this is 155 size of bike, and if you want to go to like highway, they allowed you going to highway if you have 400 cc, and this is 155 cc. But luckily there is always like other roads with next to the highway. Sometimes the Google Maps really doesn't know what your road you're driving. And of course when you're supposed to be journeying and you really doesn't know where you're going, it's like and of course I have a couple of times happening that I journeying because I think I'm supposed to be turning. Actually the turning was after that, and Google Maps doesn't understand if there is like 3 different roads next to each other, and of course that was a toll road, so I can't go there. Yeah, and this was a good example again. This car honks a little bit, so he is coming. But finally, super beautiful day. We are now in the middle of the rainy season, so it's almost raining like 1 month every day. Now a couple of days it's been like more like this kind of weather, but I've been quite sick, like horrible flu. I'm still like, my voice is little quite down, and little bit like I really want to go sneeze all the time. But finally we have this very beautiful Philippine weather, and I think it's weather, I hope it's going better all the time now. But when it's summer, the temperature is sometimes crazy. Again, last year was 50 degrees. So, tara na. Let's go this way. This is also quite nice road to drive. This is kind of like shortcut. Yeah, this is the nice road to drive because here it's lots of cows, like these ones. But if you're driving here in the night, there is no traffic lights, like street lights, and you never know if the cow is like in the road. And here is also like a couple of black cow what I've been seeing, and of course I see those in the middle of night, and they was just behind the like curb. Usually you have to be really careful all the time when you're driving. But look at these views. Unbelievable beautiful. So Philippines have like very much dogs, cats, and lots of chicken, like unbelievable amount chicken. And goats also. I've been asking a couple of times people who own this chicken, and nobody knows who are owning the chicken. They are just like free in here. That is quite funny. That is actually quite nice, except they really woke me up every morning about 4 or 5 o'clock. Every morning, like there is probably 4 or 6 roosters next to our house, and it's like And also Philippine doesn't know the soundproofing. If somebody is outside, you can really easily hear if somebody talking there. Comparing Finland, we have like very super silent house. Easily those walls are taking minus 40 decibels or 30. So that is kind of like most of the time when you are home with your own house, you don't hear anything from the outside. But here, yep, you hear everything. And most of the time you hear karaoke. Philippines love the karaoke. This house, what is in the right side, they have specific name, of course I don't remember that now, But this is the land who nobody owns. And people are just like building the house there. And there is a word for that, but I really doesn't remember what's the name of. But yeah, this is like it's not subdivision, but this is only like where the people are living. What I was talking. Losing the driving license. About 3 weeks ago, I lost my driver's license because I was following the Google Maps. There was a turn left. I can guarantee that signs wasn't there before. But that time there was a sign. It's illegal turning to left. But I really not seen that before. So I followed the Google Maps and I turned left, and there was like, it wasn't police, it's the traffic enforcement. So he take my card and give me 1,000 pesos the penalty. It's about 15 euros, but I lose my driver's license and I have to go get that driver's license back in the officer and have to pay there that 1,000 pesos. But yeah, but that I mean Google Maps really doesn't kind of knowing where you're gonna going. And here is also like lots of like crazy much construction area in the roads, like super much, like unbelievable much. So I've been about driving that, like the loop, what I was thinking of driving, and telling about the things in Philippines, and probably this kind of contents coming more. I'm supposed to be starting doing more like motorbike trips in here in Philippines, but it is so bad rainy season. But luckily the rainy season it's supposed to be starting end little by little. Next month supposed to be much better, so maybe I can do more motorbike trips. So anyhow and anyway, thanks for watching the video, and maybe we gonna see next week or not. I'm a little bit too busy to hassling to editing videos. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching this video, and super dusty. And let's see in the next week. Bye.